guests please rise for the arrival of the commanding officer of Navy A.W. Cunningham?
Morning, seats please. Big family turnout this morning, to all to come. We've got, first off, I'd like to welcome everybody here. I'd like to welcome Mr. and Mrs. Cunningham, Senior Chief's parents who came up from St. Petersburg. Right, St. Petersburg. Okay. And welcome to May 40th Viper Country. Also, Mrs. Stephanie Cunningham, USN retired. She was telling me out there that hers was a blur. She didn't remember it, so she's going to sit back and watch and enjoy her husband's retirement today. Also, the three handsome sons, Christopher, 12, and day off from school. Stephen's 8, and Patrick, how old are you? 6, all right. Also here today are Senior Chief's brothers and sisters. We've got Mr. and Mrs. Glenn Cunningham with us today. Mrs. Donna Jamont, her husband, Mr. Kenny Cunningham. The only one missing is little Richie, but Bonzo wouldn't let him off. I'll probably beat myself with a material like that. Okay, we're here today to pay tribute to a man who very unselfishly served the Navy in this country for 25 years. I rounded up a little bit, 25 years. Also honor his family who supported him so he could have that successful 25-year career. His business of going to sea on ships. We're all in uniform here today. 6 months at a clip, he made tremendous sacrifices. Sacrifices made so we can enjoy what the Lord has blessed us with. And that is the opportunity to live in the greatest country in the world. So before we get too far into this ceremony, let's all pay honor and tribute to the one that has blessed us all. Please bow your heads in prayer. Father, today as we say farewell to one of our shipmates, we first pause to honor you and thank you for your many blessings. You have blessed this man, Lord, with a keen mind, a capacity for hard work, and most importantly, a loving family. Over the 25 years of Senior Chief Cunningham's service, the world has seen deadly wars and serious conflicts. We thank you, Lord, for protecting Senior Chief in these trials and being with him on dangerous flight decks, both at sea and ashore, and of course, on the Buckland Bridge each day as you travel back and forth to work. We ask, Lord, that you continue to bless Senior Chief Cunningham and his family, and continue to keep your protective arm upon their shoulders. In your name we pray, amen. Okay, join me up here, please. Senior, and your wife, please. Okay.
Certificate of Appreciation from the Commanding Officer, Helicopter Anti-Submarine Squadron Light 48, to all who shall see these presents, greetings. To Mrs. Stephanie R. Cunningham. Your husband will complete 25 years of military service on 31 May 1993. In considering a career in the Navy, one frequently thinks of the hardships to which a career Navy man is subjected. While not detracting from his personal sacrifices, I'm inclined to think that the wives of our career personnel deserve even greater credit for their sacrifice. The long separations, the loneliness of nights when husbands must stand watches, and the moves after each tour place great demands on Navy wives. To do her share of the Navy family's job, she must be a wife, a carpenter, an electrician, a homemaker, a chauffeur, a moving van crew, a foreman, a gardener, and a mechanic. Because of your outstanding support, your husband was able to complete an honorable and faithful career in keeping with the highest traditions of the naval service. It is, therefore, my privilege and pleasure to express the grateful appreciation of the United States Navy to you for your unselfish, faithful, and dedicated assistance during the naval service of your husband. Your unfailing support and understanding have helped immeasurably to make possible your husband's naval career. On behalf of the officers, men and women of Helicopter Anti-Submarine Squadron Light 4A and the Navy Department, I express my appreciation for a job well done. Given this 27th day of May 1993, Don Letter.
Thank you very much.
And from the Department of Defense, certificate of appreciation from the United States Navy. For all who shall see these presents greetings, this is to certify that Mrs. Stephanie R. Cunningham has earned grateful appreciation for her unselfish, faithful, and devoted service during her husband's naval career. Unfailing support and understanding helped to make possible her husband's lasting contribution to the nation. Given this 27th day of May 1993, Tom Vice.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony you're witnessing today is a celebration. It is a time-honored celebration, as you will hear later on. It is a closing of one chapter of a man's life and the opening of another. As I like to tell all the new check-ins, you're only young once, and along with that, you only get one shot at life. God has given us all from the day we were born the freedom of choice. We can choose to be one of the crowd, or we can choose to be the best we can be. As I reviewed Senior Chief Cunningham's service record, it is obvious to me that he chose to be one of the latter. From the day he joined up on September 20th, 1968, his record documents his strive for excellence. But first, let me put in perspective what the world was like in 1968, and specifically on the day he joined up. On the day he, I guess it was, started boot camp, September 20th, is that boot camp day? U.S. officials, I got this out of the newspaper on that day. U.S. officials stated that the American defoliation of selected areas of South Vietnam is a complete success. And we saw how that's come full circle since then. U.S. planes continue to pound targets in the demilitarized zone. It was a real act of faith for Mr. and Mrs. Cunningham to allow their son to join the Navy with the obvious dangers of military service in 1968 entailed. You drafted? You joined. Did you have a high number? How high?
38, I believe.
Well, I'd better be in the ship than on the ground, right? All right. Also on September 20th, the newspaper headlines read that our Vice President, Hubert Humphrey, went on record saying that we make peace in Vietnam his chief goal if he was elected president. Amazing how 25 years later you can look back at this stuff. Richard Nixon won the election, Hubert Humphrey's now dead. In 1968, the Green Bay Packers defeated the Oakland Raiders in Super Bowl II. Where are we at now? 27. Must have been 27. Okay. Here's the test. Who's the head coach of the Green Bay Packers? It's going to get harder. Who's the head coach? Okay. Mrs. Cunningham got that one? Okay. Who is the Green Bay's quarterback? Star. Okay. Who is running running backs? Okay. Here's the one I'm not positive on. I think I got the answer. Who's the Raiders quarterback?
Harold Lamont.
I was thinking Kenny State, but I think that you were.
You're like I'm on Joker.
Well, you would have lost. You wouldn't have got a penny out of it. In 1968, American forces were involved in the Tet Offensive. Martin Luther King was murdered by James Earl Ray in Memphis. His murder precipitated some of the bloodiest riots in our country's history in 1968. Bobby Kennedy was assassinated in Los Angeles. It was not a good year. Hey Jude by the Beatles was #1 in the pop charts. Remember that? I heard it through the grapevine by Marvin and Gaye. That was #1. And Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by the late great Otis Redding were also #1 songs in 1968. How about movies? What do you think? Any idea? Casablanca wasn't one of them. A man talking movies then. The Odd Couple, Funny Girl, 2001 Space Odyssey, are the big movies of the year. For some in this room, 1968 was a long time ago. These events occurred before some of the folks in this room were born. I was in 10th grade in high school in 1968. Yet to probably some of you, those events, those songs, and those movies seem like only yesterday. Now, the Master Chief Paget's case, at his retirement, we could talk about President Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt. And he would tell you, he remembered it was like it was yesterday. Senior, was 1968 a long time ago, or just seems like a drop? Just both ways. Yeah. Okay. I think you all agree, though, in the past 25 years, this country and this world has seen some incredible changes. Yet there are some things that will always remain constant. There are certain rules, both unwritten and written, that fathers have been passing down to their sons for generations. One is that good people will rise to the top of any organization, and another that hard work will always be rewarded. I went back through every single eval that was written in those 25 years on the performance of Senior Chief Cunningham. And the main theme throughout all those evaluations is the analysis of a quiet man who has his seniors depended on to get the job done right and get it done smartly and expertly the first time. It's a fact that by law, the advancement pyramid gets real tight and small at the top. Lots of airmen at the bottom and a real tightening at the top. Only 4%, I think it's 4% of the entire Navy, wears Senior Chief. Where's the star of a Senior Chief? I'm sure I'll admit, folks, I'm sure you'll all admit you serve with, I'm sure the folks that you serve with, I'll admit you left a lasting impression on many of those that you serve with and you'll consider them friends for the rest of your life. You served in the Navy close to 10%. This is interesting when you put it in perspective. 10% of the Navy, the time our Navy has been in existence, has been on active duty. Yet there comes a time in all of our naval careers when we must hang up the uniform for the last time. When we must cross the Buckman Bridge for the last time. In many ways, the Navy is a business for young hearts, young minds, and young bodies. One only has to look at how our young sailors work 14, 16, 18-hour days up on the hot, dangerous flight deck of an aircraft carrier at sea, or in the sweltering hangar on the flight deck on the back of our destroyers or frigate or a cruiser, to appreciate that by design, the average age of the majority of our sailors is about 18, 19, 20 years old. But those young men and women need leaders, and they need role models. You, Senior Chief, had served these last several years superbly as a senior enlisted man, responsible for the supervision and training of so many young sailors. You can be proud of your many accomplishments and proud of how you have touched the lives of so many young men and women. You can always be proud of the title you earned and the key words being earned, the title, Senior Chief Petty Officer of the United States Navy. So, Senior Chief, I'm sure the last couple of days you've done a lot of reminiscing, and there's going to be a lot of reminiscing probably for years to come about your career. Remembering mostly the good and the positive aspects of your 25-year career. Remembering those arduous days and nights up on the flight deck. Remembering human nights at sea and human nights off the coast of Vietnam. Remembering liberty in Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Egypt, Israel, France, Italy, probably Tijuana, Wanapo, Patio Beach, Naples. Remembering all the aircraft you fixed. Remembering the particularly trying avionics strikes that the maintenance officer depended on you as top avionics tech to fix. Remembering all those loving letters you received when you were deployed. Remembering the homecomings when you came back and your wife was standing in your pier with your three handsome young men standing there waiting for you. And I'm sure remembering all the thousands, and I mean thousands of men and women that we served with and touched in our naval careers. Remembering those and the thousands of other memories that will make up your day, that have made up your naval career. Senior Chief, I am honored on behalf of a grateful nation to thank you for your faithful and honorable service, and also wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Letter of commendation. Commanding Officer, Helicopter Anti-Submarine Squadron Light 48 takes pleasure in commending Senior Chief Aviation Electronics Technician Air Warfare Bruce Allen Cunningham, United States Navy, for outstanding achievement and superior performance of duties set forth in the following citation. For professional achievement and superior performance of his duties while serving as Production Division Senior Chief Petty Officer, Helicopter Anti-Submarine Squadron Light 4-8 from November 1990 to May 1993. Senior Chief Petty Officer Cunningham's unsurpassed professionalism, dedication, and unselfish devotion to duty significantly contributed to the high state of readiness of this command. Under your sound leadership and guidance, the Production Division met and exceeded all operational commitments, as well as having provided trained personnel to deploying detachments. Your positive influence on newly reporting personnel provided the groundwork for a highly successful command force. Through your dedication and pursuit of excellence, the Production Division excelled during the recent Immediate Superior Command inspection. Team Chief Cunningham's outstanding ability, initiative, and steadfast, loyal devotion to duty reflected great credit upon himself and were in keeping with the higher traditions of the United States Naval Service. Signed, K.S. Laser, Commanding Officer, HSL 48. From the Department of the Navy, 2, Senior Chief Aviation Electronics Technician Air Warfare, Bruce A. Cunningham, United States Navy, United States National Anthem. On behalf of your many shipmates, including those who have made the supreme sacrifice, we wish to present to you what is known as the military man's most honored and cherished possession, the United States National Anthem, the flag which you have so proudly served and so honorably defended. In your honor, this flag was flown over the United States Capitol on 18 January 1993 to commemorate your retirement. The flag is the true emblem of our unity, our thoughts, our power and purpose as a nation. Accept it, protect it, guard it, and ever remember that the young men and women you have trained, guided, and inspired will follow in your footsteps and defend it with equal pride. On this occasion, we consider we have lost a true shipmate while society has gained a fine citizen. We bid you fair winds and following seas, good luck, and Godspeed. Mother Ship. From Commanding Officer Helicopter Anti-Submarine Squadron Light 4-8. 2, ATCS AW Bruce A. Cunningham, United States Navy. Subject, letter of appreciation and acknowledgement of service. 1. The Chief of Naval Personnel is authorized to transfer to the Fleet Reserve after 24 years of honorable and dedicated service. On behalf of the United States Navy and the grateful nation, it is my pleasure to officially recognize your exceptional performance of duty. 2. You enlisted in the United States Navy on 20 September 1968 at Armed Forces Entrance Examination Station, Petersburg, Florida. Following recruit training at San Diego, California, you attended Basic Aviation Class A School at Naval Technical Training Command, Memphis. During your career, you also attended Aviation Class B School at Naval Technical Training Command, Memphis, E-2A SACE Programmer in San Diego, Aviation Class C School in Naval Technical Training Command, Memphis, E-2B/C In-Flight Performance Monitor in San Diego, SH-3 Communications/Navigator School, SH-3 ASN-123 TACNAV School, AQS-13E Sonar O Level School, ASQ-81 Magnetic Anomaly Detector School, Sonar Buoy Receiver Recorder School, ATAX Practical Job Training School, and Naval QA Administration at Naval Air Station Jacksonville.
A lot of
3.
school. A lot of school.
All right, it gets better. Here we go. Your first squadron assignment started on 15 December 1968 when you reported for duty on board Training Squadron 21. You also have served on board Carrier Airborne Early Warning Squadron 124 from April 71 to August 74. Naval Air Station Miramar from April 75 to January 78. Fleet Air Reconnaissance Squadron 3 from February 78 to January 81. Naval Air Station Corpus Christi from February 81 to April 84. Helicopter Anti-Submarine Squadron 9, the mighty Sea Griffin, from August 84 to August 87. Naval Air Station Sigonella, Italy, from September 87 to October 90. And Helicopter Anti-Submarine Squadron Light 4-8 from November 90 to May of 93. 4. As an aviation electronics technician, you have worked at the organizational level, performing scheduled and unscheduled aircraft maintenance, intermediate level maintenance, calibrating precession measuring equipment, including repair to weapons replacement assemblies, shop replacement assemblies, micro miniature components, and perform test equipment qualification and associated test bench preventative and corrective maintenance. 5. You're awarded the following medals and ribbons: Navy Commendation Medal, Navy Achievement Medal, Meritorious Unit Commendation, 3 awards, Good Conduct Medal, 6 awards, National Defense Medal, 2 awards, Vietnam Campaign Medal, Sea Service Deployment Ribbon, 4 awards, Overseas Service Ribbon, 4 awards, and Vietnam Service Medal with 1 star. 6. On behalf of the President of the United States, the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of the Navy, and the Chief of Naval Operations, your faithful and honorable service to the United States Navy is sincerely appreciated. May you have fair winds and following seas in your next career. Signed, J.S. Lee.
Okay, I'll read this. Oh, sorry. Yep, you're right.
Keep getting up.
Your turn.
You can have the podium.
Below the 3x5 card.
I didn't make any. I'd like to thank you all for being here. I'm not much of a public speaker, so I won't be here long. I'd like to thank my family for coming, my brothers, sisters, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, Steve. I'd especially like to thank my wife. When they say the Navy wife is a tough job in the Navy, in her case it was. Of course, I'm prejudiced, but while she was pursuing her own career, she was also taking care of 3 children, one still in diapers, while standing in the watches and so forth while I was at sea. Instead of taking leave to get away from it all, she'd take leave to take care of chicken pox, that kind of stuff. I must admit I was having a tough time falling. But it's been long and it's been short. Looking back at it, it went by quick. Looking back at 18-year-old going in the Navy, it seems like a long time ago. I'm still pretty good looking. Okay. Thank you all for being here. I'm not going to keep your time. I'm going to keep you hungry. Thank you.
All right. Fleet Reserve of the United States Navy. This is to certify that Bruce A. Cunningham, a Senior Chief A Senior Chief Aviation Electronics Technician was transferred from active duty to the Fleet Reserve of the United States Navy on the 31st day of May 1993 after 24 years of service. This certificate is awarded as a testimony of faithful and honorable service. I signed it. You ready?
Ready here.
Side boys, post. Postman, stand by the pipe and side.
Aye, sir.
This order has been passed on naval ships from the 1500s through today. Spanish, French, English, Dutch. Yes, all the navies of the world use the bosun, the side boys, and call to bring aboard or send ashore all ships' company officers, visiting officers, dignitaries, and VIPs. The side boys would haul on the ropes to raise or lower the boarding platform so officers would not have to climb the rat lines, which were hanging over the side and used by enlisted crew when going ashore or to get aboard. This honor was extended to visiting officers, dignitaries, and port officials. In the late 1700s, the U.S. Navy set sail with new ideas, new goals, and a desire to build traditions which would last through the test of time. The U.S. Navy led the way with providing honors for crewmen. The 1800s saw enlisted men holding retirements for enlisted men for the first time. The captain would allow the jolly boat to take the enlisted retiree ashore. Then, after the Civil War, commanding officers began to hold enlisted retirement ceremonies to show the crew that he and the Navy recognized the contributions of its enlisted crew. Aye, mates, for many years, this man has stood the watch. While some of us lay in our bunks at night, this man stood the watch. While others of us attended school, this sailor stood the watch. And yes, even before many of us were born, this shipmate stood the watch. As our families watched storm clouds of war building on the horizons of history, this shipmate stood the watch. Though he saw his family ashore, needing his guidance, he still stood the watch. For 25 years he stood the watch so that we and our fellow countrymen could sleep soundly, in safety, each night. Today we are here to say, shipmate, the watch stands relieved. Relieved by those you have led, guided, and trained. Stand relieved. We have the watch. Guests, please rise. Request permission to adjourn.
Mr. Grant.
Senior Chief Aviation Electronics Technician, Air Warfare, Bruce A. Cunningham, United States Navy, departing.
Okay, 95. Thank you.
You over here.
No, I didn't. Good ceremony. Did you? Your oldest?
Smell like cake right here.
Yeah.
Smell like sugar.
Don't mind.
I'm just looking at it, just smelling it. That's true. Oh, yeah, I think
I don't want to.
You don't know what I'm born, right?
Actually, my dad. She actually makes my mom. So actually, you're here.
I believe the year, but.
You barely made it.
Everybody better get to the child before Kevin.
Oh, there's not too many. Who has your glasses? He's a little Oh, yeah, I'll tell you what.
We got the last one.
The serve ones, they need more.
You know,
Which in the summary? Well, you can get part of it.
Right now, we're just gonna cut, you gotta eat first. Okay. No dessert. So how much of Look at help, what the heck? Come on, everybody put a hand up there. Yeah, you too.
hurry up, it's almost over.